Congratulations, we finished Perek Zayin, chapter 7 of Berakhos. Now let's do a very short recap by going through the Mishnayos, and this is a very short Perek, not take long at all, because there are only 5 Mishnayos in the entire Perek. So we had quite long in the Gemara, but very short in the Mishnah. So let's go and let's do this. Shlosha she'achlu ke'echad. If 3 people ate together, chayav mezamin, they have to make a zimun together. However, achal demai, if they ate demai, and demai, as we said, is food which we're not sure if it has been meisered or not. Umeiser rishon shenitla trumaso, and if there's meiser rishon from which they took the truma, which they need to do. Umeiser sheni, again, meiser sheni is food that you have to eat in Yerushalayim or sell, and then take the money to Yerushalayim and eat it. That in Yerushalayim. The hektish is food or any item that you promise to give to the Beis HaMikdash, and then if you want to redeem it, you can sell it and add on an extra fifth, and then with that money buy something else for the Beis HaMikdash, or give that money to the Beis HaMikdash, sheniftu, that has been redeemed, meaning he did the things, he sold the items, he sold the Meiser Sheni or the hektish, and then he wants to eat the Meiser Sheni or the hektish, totally fine to do that now. So if he had food like that, or Hashamish Sha'achal Kazayas, if there's a waiter who's going and serving them who ate a full Kazayas of the meal, Va'akusi, and Akusi, which is a Samaritan, people who did not accept the Torah Sheba'al Peh, but did accept the Torah Shebechsav, Nizamin and Aleihen. All these are examples of things that we can do Zimun with. And if you remember, the Gemara was very surprised why the Mishnah mentioned Meiser Sheni and Hektish, which were redeemed, because that is totally acceptable food. So they had to answer, no, really it's food which you redeemed but didn't pay the extra fifth. So I might have thought that because you didn't add the extra fifth, you weren't able to make a zimun, but the Mishnah is coming to teach us, no, you can make the zimun. That was the Gemara's resolution to that question. Aval achal tevel, but if a person ate tevel, and tevel is food which 100% absolutely, you know for fact, was not, no meiser was taken from that food. Umeiser rishon shelo nitzer tumaso, or Meiser Rishon, which Truma was not taken from it, for sure 100%. Umeiser Sheni, the hektish Shalom Niftu, Meiser Sheni hektish, which was not redeemed in the process I described. V'hashamish she'achal pachos mikazayas, or a waiter who ate less than a kazayas as part of the meal. V'nachri, or a non-Jew, ein mezamin aleihem. These people cannot join in for a zimun. Next, Nashim v'avadim k'tanim, women, slaves, and minors, young people under bar mitzvah, or even younger than that, k'halacha, according as we saw in the Rambam, whether a 7 or 8 year old can be included in a zimun, or if you need to be 13. Ein mezamin aleihem. We do not make a zimun with those people. Ad kama mezamin. How much do you have to eat in order to make a zimun? Ad kazayas. You have to eat a full kazayas. Rabbi Yehuda Omer ad kibetza. And Rabbi Yehuda says you have to eat a full kibetza. So in the Gemara, we spoke about Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir, how in another place they switch their opinion. Rabbi Meir says a kibetza, and Rabbi Yehuda says a kazayas. And then, so one opinion was that we have to flip their names in one of the 2 places. But then Abaya answered, no, we don't have to do that. They just understand the halachos differently in both places. So that was all part of the of that Gemara. Ketzad mizamnin. How do we do zimun? Bishlosha Omar Nevarich. If there are 3 people, you only say Nevarich. Bishlosha Vahu, but if there are 3 plus him, Omer Baruchu. Then you say Baruchu, not Nevarich. Ba'asara, if there are 10, Omer Nevarich Lelohenu. You add the Lelohenu to the Nevarich. Ba'asara Vahu, but if there are 10 plus him, Omer Baruchu. He says Baruchu. Echad Asara ve'echad Asara Ribo. It doesn't matter if there are 10 or 100,000 people, the zimun stays exactly the same. And now a dissenting opinion in this Mishnah. The Mea Omer, if there are 100, then you say Nevarich Lashem Elokeinu. You add the Lashem in the middle to the text of the Zimun. The Mea Vahu, but 100 plus him, Omer Baruchu. Just say Baruchu. The Elef, if there are 1,000, Omer Nevarich Lashem Elokeinu, Elokei Yisrael. You add on the extra Elokei Yisrael at the very end. The Elef Vahu, but if there are 1,000 plus him, Omer Baruchu. Just say Baruchu. The Ribo, and if there are 10,000 people, Omer Nevarich Lashem Elokeinu Elokei Yisrael. You say that part which we said for 1,000 people, and then you add on Elokei Hatzvakos Yoshev HaKruvim, the God of the legions who dwells with the Kruvim, Al Hamazon Shalchalna, on the food that we ate. So you add all that to the end, and that's for a zimun with 10,000 people. Beribo v'hu, but if there are 10,000 plus him, Omer Baruchu. He just says Baruchu. And there was a question in the Gemara, how could the Gemara say in one place that, right over here, that it doesn't matter if there are 10 or 100,000, and then the Gemara goes on to describe all these cases where it does matter if there are 10 or 100,000 or 10,000 or 1,000. So the Gemara does talk about that and asks that as a question. Ke'inyan shehu mevarech, just like the person doing the zimun, in the same way that he makes the bracha, kach onin achrav. That's how everyone answers him. So, for example, with 10,000 people, they all respond, Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael Elokei Tzvakos Yoshev HaKruvim Al Hamazon Shalchanu. That's how they all answer in the same way that he says in the first place. Rabbi Yossi Haglili Omer, Rabbi Yossi Haglili says, Lefi Rov HaKahal Hein Mevarchim. According to the number of the people who are sitting there, that's how they make the bracha. Shene Amar, as it says in the pasuk, B'makelos Baruchu Elokim. With the, we should bless God with the full makelos, with the full kehilos, full gatherings of people. Hashem, the Lord your God. Min Kor Yisrael, from the fountain of Israel. That's from Tehillim, Perik Samach Ches, Pasuk Chaf Zayin. Tehillim 68:27. Amar Rabbi Akiva says, Ma matzinu bebeis hakneses. What do we find in shuls, in beis hakneses? Echad merubim ve'echad muatim. It doesn't matter if there are many people or there are few people. Omer, in any case, they still say, Baruchu es Hashem. That's the text of the bracha, Baruchu es Hashem. Rabbi Yishmael Omer, but Rabbi Yishmael says, Baruchu es Hashem hamvorach. That's what they say. Baruchu es Hashem hamvorach. And that's actually how we do it today in shuls, before Kriyas Shema, and at certain points in davening. Baruchu es Hashem hamvorach. That is the text of the davening in shul. Mishnah Dalet. Shlosha shachlu ke'achad. If 3 people ate together, einan risha'in lechalik. They are not allowed to divide themselves up. They have to stay as a group. V'chin arba, v'chin chamisha. Same thing with 4 people or 5 people. However, shisha nechlakin. 6 people can divide at asara until 10. So 6, 7, 8, or 9 can divide into 2 groups as long as both groups have at least 3 people. The asara eina nechlakin, but 10 people cannot divide themselves ad sheyu esrim, until there are at least 20. So, because then we want to have both groups having at least 10. 10 is the magic number. So the Gemara then went on to speak about these told stories about certain rabbis visiting the Reish Galusa, how there were many people at the table of the Reish Galusa, but nevertheless these rabbis only did a zimun with 3 people, because if they waited till the very end, they would have not been able to hear the benching. And if they would have done a zimun with 10 people, the Reish Galusa would have seen what they were doing and gotten upset. Why aren't you doing the zimun with me? So it's very interesting that that's how they acted in that case. And they took the Reish Galusa's feelings into consideration in that case, that they wanted to make sure he did not get upset with them for doing the zimun early. But nevertheless, that is relevant to this Mishnah right here. Final Mishnah, Shtei chavuros shahayo ochlos b'bayis echad. If there are 2 groups of tables, people eating in a single house, bizman shemiktasan ro'en elus elo, in a time that some of the people can see the other group, and both groups, there are at least a few people in both groups that can see the other group. Hare elu mitzdarfen zimun. Those 2 groups can combine for one big zimun. Ve'imlav, and if not, elu mizamnin la'atzman. One group has to do the zimun by itself, the elu mizamnin la'atzman, and the other group has to do the zimun for itself. And in the Gemara, we learned the halacha that if there's one waiter that's serving both tables, then they can also count on the waiter, or include the waiter, and then have everybody joining together in one zimun. That might be relevant for things like a big simcha at a wedding, a bar mitzvah, where there are many different tables, and some tables might not be able to see each other. But if there's one waiter that's going from table to table, then maybe they can all do one big zimun together at that bar mitzvah or wedding. Final line, Ein mevarchan al hayayin. We do not make the bracha on wine ad sheyitain litzocha mayim, until we add water into the wine. Divrei Rabbi Eliezer. That's according to Rabbi Eliezer. And as we said when we did that Gemara, the wine that they had in the Gemara's time was so thick, it was almost like syrup. And there was a machlokas, what bracha you actually make over that syrup if you actually drank it. Do you make a hagafen? Do you make a ha'et? Is it so similar to the grapes that it came from that it doesn't even get its own unique bracha yet? And that is what we spoke about then. However, the Chachamim disagree and say Mivarchin. We can make the bracha over that wine. Okay, we are done with Perek Zayin. We move on to Perek Ches. Congratulations to everybody who made it this far, and hopefully we'll see you all at the end of the next Perek, and then again at the end of the entire Masechta. I hope you all have a wonderful day.